What up, everybody? Welcome to another Spooky-tober episode. Today on the show, we've got the new Jim Cummings film, and that's exciting because I don't know if we ever talked about it on the show, but last year or 2 years ago, he came out with Thunder Road. That was a pretty popular one. I liked that one quite a bit. Pretty funny, extremely dry humor where he played a cop. And in this one, he once again plays a cop. I guess that's just what Jim Cummings is just going to keep writing himself in, I guess. Which is fine. He's good at it. He is good at it. This one, The Wolf of Snow Hollow. So this one's kind of interesting. It's about like a murderer in a small town of Snow Hollow. You've got Robert Forster, rest in peace, as sheriff, I guess. And then you have all the other cop characters who are trying to figure out who did these murders. It's probably not a werewolf, and they make that very clear when they're talking about it, even though it seems like it could be a werewolf. There's paw prints everywhere. I think where this movie is interesting is it really focuses on the toll of the police officer and how it affects him so deeply that he can't solve this case. It focuses on the town people, like, always talking shit every time they see him. This character, played by Jim Cummings, is a recovering alcoholic, John Marshall, so it pushes him to the brink and he starts drinking again, and it really is like a good movie when it comes to that. I think maybe I was expecting a bit more of a horror comedy slant. It is funny. I wouldn't say it's as funny as Thunder Road. The scary Wolfman shows up. It is shocking. It is shocking to have those reveals. When you get those reveals, that's very shocking. It's very shocking stuff. One thing that I'm not sure about with these Jim Cummings characters is I don't know if the joke is that he's always yelling or if that's just part of his personality. I like what he does, though. Every time I see him do a monologue, that's a lot of fun. One thing I do appreciate about this movie is in some cop movies, you kind of figure it out really fast and the cops are trying to keep up. You're kind of on par with what the cops know. I mean, eventually you figure it out, but there's some pretty gruesome murders in this, but honestly what scared me the most was when he started drinking mouthwash raw dog style, just chugging it back. That really fucking sent a shiver down my spine. That did right there. It's interesting to me how it manages to switch from like comedy to completely serious thriller to drama back to back. So I wouldn't say smoothly, because this movie is like erratic in the way it changes, but the way it meshes together is very smooth, I find. The soundtrack's a little weird. I find like sometimes there's just like music when there doesn't need to be music. It feels a little bit like a Lifetime movie sometimes. And I mean, your mileage may vary on this one, but I think if you did like Thunder Road, if you saw that, I think this is more of the same type of thing. So I think you'll enjoy it quite a bit. I think there's enough of kind of the breakdown of kind of how the world sees police officers and maybe what they expect of police officers. And I guess maybe men in general. Both this and Thunder Road do a very good job of that. I think maybe it's time to move away from cop characters, but I mean, I'm always excited to see what Jim Cummings has next. I remember saying this in my Thunder Road review. This guy's got a lot of big stuff coming, and when I see his name on something, I'm gonna watch it, and I think that's gonna continue. I'm going to give this one 3 stars. I didn't like it as much as Thunder Road, but I do think it's a pretty fun film otherwise.
Why don't you play us something, baby? Why don't you play us something, baby?
Start? I don't feel so good.